a mother cries, she hides her tears. Says the Lord provides, but she can't help wonder who will give her child what his heart demands. Oh, invisible hands, lost in the darkness, we are lifted by love, whispering somebody here. And if we dare to make that leap of faith, somehow the bridge appears. When a silent storm knocks me down, and the tide and tides pulls me under, I will stand again on these shifting sands, held by invisible hands. Oh, invisible hands. Lost in the darkness, we are lifted by love, whispering somebody hears. And if we dare take that leap of faith, somehow the bridge appears. When a child believes he'll live his dreams, his prayers are heard, he fears no thunder. And when he falls, he safely lands, held by invisible hands. Oh, invisible hands, guided by invisible hands. Oh, invisible hands. That's a good one, huh? So, good morning. I need you to help me on this next song. So your part goes, oh, sing it back. Oh, it'd be good if I had you in the right key. Oh, oh, dear life, try it. Oh, oh, dear life. You got it. It'll be easy. It'll be real easy. You believe me, right? I can taste it in my mouth. I am hanging upside down. All the people gathered around to wait and see, to breathe relief, to call my name for the first time. Cry your eyes out, fill your lungs up. We all hurt, we all lie, and nothing stays the same. Oh, oh, dear life. Oh, dear
Good morning. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living San Jose, where we are transforming lives, building dreams, and revealing love, and where your presence matters. Welcome home. My name is Liz Fedina. I'm a member of the Core Council, which is our board of directors, and this is my Sunday morning happy place. And that is due in large part because all of you are here with me. If this is your first time with us, we're so glad you've joined us. And I invite you to stop by our concierge desk out in Fellowship Hall after the service, where we can answer your questions and share a welcome packet with you that's filled with information about us. We've also left welcome packets in our foyer, which is the exit right behind you. I'd like to say good morning or hello to our friends at home, our live streamers, which today might be our friends in the airport. And if that's the case, we wish you safe travels. Ann Staskell is your moderator this morning, and I know she'll take very good care of you. Thank you, Ann. And now is the time that we celebrate the beauty of community, so please join me as we turn and greet our neighbors.
Good morning, everyone. I am Linda McKay, and I am your prayer practitioner for this morning, and welcome to those who are watching us at home. Welcome, welcome. What's going to happen is we're going to move into 2 minutes of silence, which guided by Dave and Michelle, and then we'll come and do our prayer, followed by our affirmation. Staying in that silence, letting go of anything we carried in this room with us. Just let it go falling into that peaceful, quiet place where we can hear the voice, the inner voice. We can hear our song, our life song, and we are there. There is only one God, one mind, one spirit. That mind is God's mind, and that mind is my mind. I am in that mind now. And I am there with you, all of your separate, unique, beautiful lights shining out into the world. And I realize the abundance of the love and the abundance of everything. In this week of gratitude, I say thank you, thank you, thank you. And I thank Spirit for my divine guidance, because I know I can sit and listen and let go and let my life flow. And it's all good. And I am grateful, and I say thank you as I release my word into the divine law, knowing that it is in this moment, in this very time. And again, I say thank you. And please join with me in saying, and so it is. And our affirmation for November. The doorway to ever-increasing opportunities for self-expression is open before me. I am continually meeting new and larger experiences. Every day brings some greater good. I am prospered in everything I do.
Good morning. I am Jennifer Bick. I'm a practitioner here at the center, a member of this community, and tomorrow I'll be the Director of Youth and Family. It's one of our Youth Sundays, and today you're getting 3 mini Power Talks. So here's Grace.
Hello, my name is Grayson Diamond, and I have been a member of this center since I was 3 years old. My mom got really involved in the center. She was the youth director, so we're here for every family function and virtually every Sunday. However, from 4th to 6th grade, my mother had stepped down, and though there were the years where we had attended a lot less regularly. She was here, but Jackson and I decided to take a break, and my grades plummeted. The Sundays when we were here in class, we would go around the circle asking how people were. And that was always a time for me to open up and talk about the difficulties and challenges of school. I felt listened to, I felt supported, and people would give me ideas on how to get through it. The problem was, I didn't come every week, and the support I received was inconsistent because of my absences. About a year ago, Mom got us back into our weekly groove of being here. My grades started to go back up and became more self-assured. I'm willing to take risks such as Glee Club, singing here, and asking questions in school. I'm even willing to do an insight talk. That's how I know this center is part of my family, and I get to be who God designed me to be.
Hello, my name is Jackson Diamond. It's hard for me to think about how my life would be without the center, because I've never really had to. Even when we didn't attend every week, I knew this was still my center and my home. It gave me a foundation of beliefs and the support I needed. For me personally, it helps clear my mind from problems that I have had or still have. I'm able to focus on my schoolwork, family and friends, and also athletics. I learned how to be more patient and giving with my family. I have learned how to accept that I'm not the king of the world, but that I'm an important part of a larger community. For the longest time, I had oppositional and defiant behaviors. This church helped me overcome my anxiety. Now, upset and frustration are not my first response when I don't get my way or have to compromise. In my athletics, I get to focus on what I am actually doing, the task at hand, which gives me the confidence to keep my head up high, be a leader and a teammate, and focus just a little bit less on winning and losing. This change in me shows up not just on the sports courts and fields, but in my everyday life. I'm a better person because of the support I get from being a member of this community. Thank you.
So 9 years ago, I came here because I wanted my sons to have a spiritual home. And you've done that for us. You've done that for them. You've done that for me. And you've made it so I want to give just a little bit back to you. There's an ebb and flow in every family, right? And you have your high times and your low times. You also have your busy times and your calmer times. And I'm able to come back because I have their support the way that you have supported them. So I asked their permission to come back as the director of youth and family, and they said yes. They said we were ready. We'd gotten through the time we needed to when I stepped down as a family, and now they're ready to start giving back the way that you have given to them. Thank you.
It's great to see the youth in the sanctuary. Amen? It's an honor to hear from Grayson and Jackson and Jennifer and what their plans are for their vision for this community as it relates to the youth. And I'm honored this morning, giving thanks to Reverend David and the rest of the staff here to also share a little bit about having weepy eyes this week. My daughter put a Facebook message out reminding her son, my 15-year-old grandson, how to move in the world after the upset in Ferguson. And I needed a place to be witnessed. I told Reverend David I couldn't just stand and smile and sing a song because my heart was hurting. And so, my spiritual community, I ask you to witness me this morning as I share with you a song recorded by Sweet Honey in the Rock entitled Ella's Song. And it was written in the spirit and on behalf of Ella Baker, who was a civil rights activist. We who believe in freedom cannot rest. We who believe in freedom cannot rest until it comes. We who believe in freedom cannot rest. We who believe in freedom cannot rest until it comes. Until the killing of black men, black mother sons, is as important as the killing of white men. White mother sons, say we who believe in a freedom cannot rest. Oh, why don't you rest? We who believe in freedom cannot rest until it comes. To me, young people come first. They have the courage where we fail. And if I can but shed enough light as they carry us through the gale, the older I get, the better I know that the secret of my going on is when the reins are the hands of the young who dare.
run against the storm. Help me say, we who believe in freedom cannot rest. Find some harmony, yes. We who believe in freedom cannot rest until it comes. No need to clutch for power, no need to have the light just to shine on me. I need to be the one in the number as we stand against tyranny. I'm a woman who speaks in a voice, and I must be heard. At times I can be quite difficult. I don't bow to no man's word. Oh, say, we who believe in a freedom cannot rest. Are you singing? We who believe in freedom cannot rest until it comes. Help me say, we who believe in freedom cannot rest. Oh, say, we who believe in freedom cannot rest until it comes. Let me hear you say, we who believe in freedom cannot rest. Oh, say, we who believe in freedom cannot rest until. Oh, say it again, we who believe in. Oh, can rest. We who believe in freedom cannot rest until it. Oh.
Good morning. Happy rainy last day of November. So I didn't know a lot about what was going on in Ferguson, except I happened to be in Missouri when the killing had occurred. And I want to let you know right up front, I'm not going to spend my brief amount of time with you today talking all about Ferguson, but I want to give a little context for how that fits into my life and where my spiritual practice is aligned around it, and what I do to bring workability in my world. Because today we're not talking just about Ferguson, but about all of the Fergusons that exist in our own personal world. You know, our Fergusons at work, or in our relationships, or in our finances. So I just did a search. I wanted to know Ferguson Cliff Notes. Like, what was the fast track? Give me the bullet points. And what I learned about Ferguson is very interesting, that Ferguson is a city in northern St. Louis County, and as of 2010, it was the 9th most segregated metro area in the United States. In a town that is 67% black, the police chief and the mayor are both white. Just one city council member is black, and no one on the school board is black. And just 3 of Ferguson's 53 police officers are black. In 2013, Ferguson had 483 black people arrested, while 36 white people had been arrested. 92% of searches and 86% of car stops involved blacks. When police officers stop citizens in Ferguson, they're almost always black, but white citizens are most often carrying illegal items. Illegal items like weapons or drugs. For example, 1 in 3 white people were carrying contraband. 1 in 5 black people were carrying contraband. Now, Ferguson's median household income is $37,000 per year, and the Missouri average is $47,000 per year, which means 24% of people living in Ferguson live below the poverty line. So there's some context. Something like that is a powder keg just waiting to explode. Now, I know I have some of those inside of me too, powder kegs. Sometimes mine are about traffic. Sometimes they're around my own impatient way of being. Sometimes it's around emotional immaturity. But do you remember when the Malaysian Airlines flight was shut down over the Russian border? And I remember that the world went into shock immediately. And I remember listening to some of my mentors and some of the ministers that I listened to. And they advised me right away that this was a time to be gentle with people because the world is traumatized. I was reminded of something I mentioned in this room several times because it's sort of become my 6th spiritual practice. We have 5 points to a balanced spiritual practice, and the 5 points are prayer, meditation, service, study, and circulation. But the 6th one comes in a mental image that I learned from Darcy Larder, and it's because she was working in a preschool. And at the end of each preschool day, they have all the kids pick up and collect all the things, the toys and the crayons and the sticks and the glue sticks and the pens, and they put them away. But they have a basket for the things that the kids don't know where it goes. And the sign on the basket says, "I don't know where this goes." And that's become a really big part of my life because things occur like the shooting of the Malaysian Airlines flight or the uprising and the unrest in Ferguson, that I don't know where this goes. But I have things in my day, too. When I hear a friend has been diagnosed with cancer, I don't know where this goes. Or I learn that somebody who's really important to me, somebody close to me, somebody who appeared to be okay is facing homelessness. I don't know where this goes. And so when I don't know where something goes, some of the spiritual and emotional maturity that's taking over for me, thank goodness, is that I'm learning to be more gentle with people and to not be so quick to respond or to react, but instead to stop, pause for a bit, find some quiet time, reflect, and begin to practice my spiritual practice by listening and intuiting. Our topic today is unlimited applications. That's the title, unlimited applications. And what we're dealing with is the power that's common to all and in and through everything and everyone. Now, most people in this room have learned to call it God, but God does conjure oftentimes image of a male human form, most often Caucasian and very, very old, but very, very wise, very, very loving, except for its tendency to hate people for doing what it caused you to do. Do you guys get how that's crazy? It's crazy making. So we have this love-hate relationship with it. So people in this community have interchanged words that are a bit broader, and it's cast the net farther. So a lot of us use the word spirit, or my personal favorite nowadays has been source, because source has sort of unplugged from the male image of an external God that may or may not be listening to me, depending on its mood or depending on which rule I've broken. Well, unlimited applications, when we're dealing with source, is simply this. We are unlimited in our use of it. We can use it to alter the occurrences in the world, such as what took place in Ferguson and what's taking place there now, regardless of what side you may find yourself on. It's unlimited. And there's no difference between praying for, let's say, praying for a penny or praying for 1,000,000 pennies. There's no difference. The same thing that creates the penny creates 1,000,000 pennies. There's no difference between praying for the healing of a stubbed toe or praying for the healing of breast cancer. We have unlimited applications. There is no difference between praying for the stubbed toe or praying for breast cancer. There is no difference between praying for peace in my own heart and peace in St. Louis County. There is no difference. The prayer is equal. The only difference really would be is my level of belief. Do I believe that I can pray for healing? Do I believe that it's easier to get a penny than 1,000,000 pennies? So I worked 14 years at Albertsons Supermarket in Downey, California, which was 9 miles southeast of downtown LA. And Downey was the neighboring city. I was actually raised in a place called Bell Gardens, which is mostly Mexican. And so I'm kind of like this East LA kid that worked in a union job, and I'm glad that I did it. In case, this ministry thing doesn't work out, I could always go back to that. And there are days I fantasize. I bet you can imagine, right? Oh, the good old days. Fluorescent lights and blue polyester aprons. To be young and young. And while I was at Albertsons, there was a period of 6 years where I was the night checker. I worked the graveyard shift from 12 midnight to 6 a.m. And we were the only 24-hour store in Downey at the time. 24 hours were unheard of, except for maybe a gas station or a hospital. But part of my job when there were no customers was to stock the Nabisco aisle, because the Nabisco aisle was very close to the check stand that was open. And so the night crew would wheel out stacks of Nabisco cases, and I would stock them. And that's where my meditation really began. My period of meditation began, because that was about the same time I was beginning to listen to the call, my calling for ministry. But while I was stocking Nabisco, and some of you know this, but not all of you do, so I'm telling it again, I noticed something about Triscuits and wheat thins and sociables and vegetable thins and chicken in a biscuit. They all have exactly the same ingredients. Exactly. So the ingredients that create Triscuits, if you rearrange it a little bit, it becomes a wheat thin. And the ingredients of a wheat thin, just rearranged a tiny little bit, becomes a sociable. And the sociable cracker, rearranged a little bit, becomes chicken in a biscuit, which can become the vegetable thins as well. And I thought, oh my God, source, spirit is Nabisco. It's basically just the same ingredient, and arranged right now, it's Dan. And a tiny little rearrangement, and it becomes Jan and Stan. And another little rearrangement, and it becomes Darcy and Larry and Kent and Ken. And a little bit of a rearrangement of the same ingredients, it becomes the chair you're sitting on. And another little rearrangement, it becomes rain that's falling outside right now. There's only one power, one thing common to all, and it's in and through everything. And when I'm thinking about, I don't know where this goes, what's important for me is to remember that the main thing is to keep the main thing the main thing. It's a very old and wise teaching, circa 1983. The main thing is to keep the main thing the main thing. And the main thing is that there is a power to which everything is possible, and you and I can use it. And in fact, we're always using it whether we know it or not, but oftentimes we're using it to perpetuate the very thing from which we wish to extricate ourselves. That was a lot, so let me say that again if I can. That there is a power for good in the universe. It's greater than you are, and you not only can use it, you're using it all the time, and oftentimes, I dare say, we're using it to create the very situations from which we wish to extricate ourselves. Mostly from ignorance. So I don't know what the solution is in Ferguson, but something in me does know the solution. You probably don't know the solution, but something in you does. And the way we get to that something is to practice our practice. And everyone's practice is going to be different. Mine changes all the time, by the way. It almost depends on the mood with which I wake up. But I've learned not to let the mood with which I wake up determine my day, because my days would not be so joyous, because I don't always wake up happy. In fact, sometimes I wake up downright worried about my thoughts. But the beauty is I've learned not to believe my thoughts. I've actually learned not to believe everything I think. So the main thing is to keep the main thing the main thing. And what that means is that what I'm making is I make the purpose of my business. The main thing is to make the purpose of my business to serve and lift and be generous to other people. The main thing is to keep the main thing the main thing. And the main thing with my relationships are to be generous, to be attentive, to be in service, to be present. The main thing is to make the main thing and keep the main thing the main thing, which means to make my purpose for being in the world to be an expression of possibility and transformation for other people. So I'm always doing my best to remember to keep the main thing the main thing. In the Science of Mind, we say the universe is made up of one kind of whatever it is. It actually says that in our textbook. The universe is made up of one kind of whatever it is. Very scientific. But the Bhagavad Gita says it this way. I am the father of this world, the mother, the guardian, the father's father. I am the end of knowledge, the sacred syllable, the hymn, the chant, the sacred sentence. I am the way, the supporter, the Lord, the witness, the home, the refuge, the beloved, the forthcoming and the withdrawing, the place, the treasure, the everlasting seed. And they who love me with dear love, they are in me and I in them. The main thing is to keep the main thing the main thing. And if we thought about things like that while we're staying awake to what's going on in Missouri, solution would be revealed. I know, you could say, well, David, the world is a terrible place. Well, it's easy to prove that the world is a terrible place. Watch the news. They've already collected the data for you. But you know, that's just the panic drama stuff that we pay for, that we like. Those are the headlines. And the headlines they become headlines because they're the exception. This is a profound teaching I hope to be clear with you about. The headlines are the headlines. The news is the news because it's the exception, not the norm. The norm doesn't make headlines. You know? 320 million Americans not in bankruptcy is not headlines. I mean, all the good news networks, they're populated by the fringe of people like us. We subscribe to it, we're excited about it, but most people don't even know about the good news networks because we're paying attention to the bad news networks. But that's because we like drama, and I'm okay with it. But I don't believe that the news is a good depiction of my world. Where we get into trouble is when we believe that the things that we're watching on the news, when we believe that that's the world in which we live. And then we get scared and worried, and we wake up every day depressed about our world. Then we're in trouble. Do you know what I'm talking about with that? 2 of you do. Really? Do any of you know what I'm talking about? Because I'll change my subject here. So it's easy to prove that the world is a terrible place, but I think it's far more fitting for you and for me and for people like us to prove that we are awash in a sea of possibility. And the best time to do that is when things go wonky. It takes courage to look adversity in the face and say, surely the presence of Source is in this. It takes practice when disaster strikes to say, I am in the heart of God. And it takes some wisdom when things are hurting to say, the spirit of life within me is greater than this. And I want to have that chutzpah. I want to have that courage. In Buddhism, there's something described as the 3 difficulties. There is actually a teaching. It's called the 3 difficulties of Buddhism. And I thought maybe that was an adversarial group for Buddhism, and they were put up, like an anti-Buddhist website saying the 3 difficulties of Buddhism. But Buddhism has as part of their tenet the 3 difficulties of Buddhism. Or do you want to know what they are? Yes. The 3 difficulties of Buddhism are, may I see what I am doing as it happens. That's first. May I see what I'm doing as I'm doing it. Second one is, may I then do something differently. And the third one is, may this become a way of life. So let me go back to the first. May I see what I'm doing as I'm doing it. Now, they have something called, in Buddhism, called kleshas. And kleshas are basically upsetting emotions. Now, I'm guessing some of you in this room have had upsetting emotions. And people in Buddhist traditions, some might call it a klesha. A klesha. And I kind of like that. That was a klesha, like it was a demon. A demon possessed me. Because that's kind of what it's like. And these happen so quickly that obstacles arise so quickly that we don't catch them. So it's hard to slow down enough to recognize the first instant when a neurotic thought and emotion arises. And there are, of course, endless varieties, but the traditional list of such upsetting emotions or kleshas include passion, aggression, ignorance, jealousy, and pride. Usually by the time we recognize that we've been captured, by the time we recognize that, we have been captured by confused emotionalism, and it's too late. We're already overwhelmed. So the first training is to try to notice it while it's happening or even before it's happening. You know, sort of a, uh-oh, here it comes. You know, almost always we know before we're going to vomit. And by the way, this is channeling because that's not in my notes. So this is God speaking. You know, we like, wouldn't it be great if we did that with our emotions? Wouldn't that be awesome if we just sort of like, and then we could run to the bathroom and lock ourselves in there? Maybe take a friend to hold your hair? Wouldn't that be great? And then not spew it all over everybody? Then we would have overcome the first difficulty of Buddhism. The second one is when you do notice it, and you in this room, you notice it. You don't happen, people don't stumble in here by accident. Even if you think you're lost, you don't find this place by accident. We don't find you by accident. So you've already learned somewhat when the kleshas are present. The secret then is the second one. May I do something different? So it's about to happen. In that moment, may I do something different? Here's what I've been practicing for the last 7 years. The different thing. It's new. And I'm still trying. I'm still practicing it. The new one is doing something different for me would be say nothing. It's the hardest thing I've ever done. It's harder than any sermon I've ever given, ever. It's the hardest thing I've ever done is to say nothing. Because there's a compulsion sometimes to let people know the vial that exists inside. You know, it's so compelling, isn't it? They say that quitting heroin is difficult. I think quitting bitching is like the worst. I pray, I pray someday that I will recover. In the meantime, it's a daily challenge. May I do something different in that moment? Try it on this week. When the kleshas come up, whether it's about Ferguson or whatever's in the news for you or whatever's in your family or your cubicle, may I do something different? May I reach for my mala beads? May I chant Om 108 times? May I chant Nam Myoho Renge Kyo? May I sing the song Michelle was singing earlier, Cry Your Eyes Out? May I serve Jennifer Bick in the Youth and Family Ministries? May I do something different? And the third one is, may this then become a way of life. Not just something we're doing for a week because we're experimenting. May it become our new life. The new life is to notice the kleshas, do something different, and keep on keeping on. Notice them, do something different, keep on keeping on. And I suspect when we can do that, then we will have a basket. I don't know where this goes. That would be far more empty. Let's pray together in the way that we pray here at the center. I'm very grateful to be in this room at this time with these people, with our friends in the room on Clark Street and those who are in their bedrooms or their cars or their offices, watching online right now. All of us together, of one accord, remembering simply that the purpose of prayer is to alter me. Prayer doesn't bring God closer to me. Prayer doesn't bring Source closer to me. Prayer brings me closer to the Source idea. And because prayer brings me closer to the Source idea, I'm more easily able to use it. And the way I use it is to keep on remembering that the main thing is to keep the main thing the main thing. It's an opportunity for me to remember that Source is like Nabisco, one thing rearranged in countless ways to bring about the diversity that is life. And that there is no difference between praying for a penny or praying for a million, praying for a stub toe or praying for cancer, praying for peace inside myself or peace in St. Louis County. There's no difference. Each prayer is equally powerful. And so what's happening in this prayer right now is I'm taking a stand for folks in this room and our sisters and brothers in St. Louis County and friends and family, whether they're in hospitals, hospice, nursing homes, whether they're in temples or mosques or synagogues or ashrams, whether they're preparing to celebrate Hanukkah or Kwanzaa or Christmas or solstice. Everyone are our sisters and brothers, impacted by our behavior, the way we show up in the world. And may the 3 difficulties of Buddhism this week drive our thinking. So that we may see what we're doing while we're doing it. We may do something differently, and then we make that a way of life. That's my commitment to you in this room, to you online, to me, my family, my friends, my community. And this will happen because I said so. And so I'm going to close this prayer with the words again from the Bhagavad Gita. I am the father of this world, the mother, the guardian, the father's father. I am the end of knowledge, the sacred syllable, the hymn, the chant, the sacred sentence. I am the way, the supporter, the Lord, the witness, the home, the refuge, the beloved, the forthcoming and the withdrawing, the place, the treasure, the everlasting seed. And they who love me with dear love, they are in me, and I in them. And so it is. Before the ushers come in, we have made a commitment that the fifth Sunday of every month will be Youth and Family Ministry Sunday. And that means the children will do our song during the offering. So they're going to be coming in to help us with this. But while they're coming in and the ushers are coming forward, I wanted to, I so don't have your attention anymore, do I? So, do you know what we will spend in the United States this year around Christmas time? Any guess? Anybody? What our nation will spend? $2 billion? $2,000? Oh, per person. What do you think the nation will spend? $5 what? $5? $5 billion. No. $600 billion. 600. Did someone go, bullshit? No, these are the facts. We will spend $2 billion on flowers, poinsettias. We will spend $2.6 billion on wrapping paper, $2.8 billion on cards and postage, $3.4 billion on Christmas trees, $12 billion on Christmas decorations, $31 billion on food and candy, $148 billion on beer, wine, and spirits, and $400 billion on gifts. We are a prosperous nation. Now, most of those gifts are forgotten. Most of them, I dare say, are forgotten, and they live in the memory of the beauty of what the time was. But I wanted to say thank you for the gifts that you've given us at the center this year. I don't know if you know this. We have not advertised it much, but we will do this more in 2015. We have given a portion of our tithe every year to an organization outside of the Center for Spiritual Living. So We are increasing our tithe. Last year was 5% of our income was given away. This year, 6% is given away. Next year, 7%, because we're creating a schedule of increase. So a percentage of our income this year went to the Bill Wilson Center, the Launching Pad, Child Advocates of Silicon Valley, Children's Musical Theater of San Jose, CARA Grief Support for Children, Teens and Families, Pacific Autism Center for Education, the Pajama Program, Today's Future Sound, Turning Wheels for Kids, Veggielution, and Yes Reading Partners. So I want to thank you for your generosity. Thank you very much. And so we're giving away 6% of our income every month, and I'm very excited about moving that up to 7% in 2015. So thank you for your generosity. Please say our giving affirmation with me today, will you? I share my resources and talents with ease and grace. I use my good to love and serve the world.
I am an expression of spirit, of spirit. I am an expression of spirit, of spirit. Unrepeatable expression of God. A unique, unrepeatable expression of God. I am an expression of spirit, of spirit. I am an expression of spirit, of spirit. Right time, right place, an expression of spirit. I'm fabulous, I've got it, an expression of spirit. I, unrepeatable expression of God. A unique, unrepeatable expression of God. I am an expression of spirit, of spirit. I am an expression of spirit, of spirit.
You do more? Is there more?
So as the children have a seat, let's give it up again for them. Are they leaving or they staying? Which one are we doing? Let's make room for Reverend David as he comes up.
I got it. I'm good. Oh, I actually do need this. Thank you. Karen Abbey, you're going to come help me out? Karen Abbey, come on down. Lucy Witt, come on down. That was not planned. So we have... So the three of us have some announcements to share with you, some exciting things going on in the community about which we'd like to draw your attention. Karen.
Okay, I'm here to tell you about eScript and Amazon Smile. These are easy ways for you to give back to the community without even trying. If you register your Safeway card or any debit cards that you use to purchase anything with. If they're affiliated with eScript, it automatically will kick back to the center 1, 2, 3% of any of your purchases. So I'm here today because I want you all to do your shopping for this Christmas on Amazon using your registered cards so that we can give back to our community with whatever comes in your way. So meet me in the table over here. I'll give you a cup of coffee. Bernie helped me out getting the right cups this morning. So we're all set. We can show you what to do and answer any questions.
What's your goal?
That everybody here signs up. Okay.
Thank you, Karen.
Hi, I'm Lucy Witt, a professional prayer practitioner. When you hear that word practitioner, what is that? What do we do? You see us running around on Sundays with our white stoles. And what we're doing this month is we're offering, as a Prac Core, a complimentary practitioner session. So if you've never had a session with a Prac, we're inviting you to come out to our table and sign up for that. Thank you very much.
What happens in a practitioner session?
Oh, we talk, we pray. Pray, number one. And we have an experience of God together.
Is there some spiritual coaching?
Sure. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep.
And so that's how long is the session?
30 minutes.
So they can sign up today for a free 30-minute session for the month of December?
Yes.
So they see you for that. They see you
Yes.
to sign up for eScript. And also, did I hear you say you have premium coffee out there?
I do have some K-Cup coffee ready to give you.
All right.
And I have candy.
Excellent. And you got some candy, little boy?
Yes, I do.
So today is our final set day, a completion set day. So if you can help by painting, drilling, or hammering, please come between 1 and 5 p.m. to help create the set for our holiday program, It's a Wonderful Life. We're now accepting Insight speakers for 2015. The whole year is wide open, so if you would like to give a 5-minute Insight talk, especially, here's how I know, how I always knew it was me, when the voice says, no way. So when I said, if you'd like to give an Insight talk, and you went, no way, that's God telling you, yes way. You can sign up on our website, cslsj.org. Regarding outreach, all of the gift tags have been taken, but you can still bring a toy for the Toys for Tots collection. And did you know that you can join with members of our community on December 20th or 21st and help the Family Giving Tree organize, sort, and wrap mountains of donated gifts? You can actually bring your whole family, and you can sign up online or at the outreach table in Fellowship Hall. Brooke Scudder is hosting a new daytime study group on A Course in Miracles. You can join Brooke on Thursday afternoons for Tea and Miracles, beginning this Thursday from 2 to 3:30. This week at 6:30, you can join me for a half an hour silent meditation in Fellowship Hall. There's usually about 20 of us, and everybody is welcome. It is an extraordinary opportunity to sit in silence with a group of people, because group energy will actually transform things. Try it out. I'd love to see you there. Parents time out next Saturday. So if you have children and you would like to have a 4-hour period where we will take good care of your kids, so you can go between 1 and 5 p.m. to do whatever you want to do for the holidays, shopping or parties, or just relaxing or resting or watching TV without your children, your kids will have a great time here. Sign up in Fellowship Hall. Next Sunday is Volunteer Appreciation Sunday. So if you've served the church or the center in any way, vacuuming, hosting, working in the kitchen, ushering, working with the kids, folding, taking chairs, collecting chairs. It's anyway. Please be here so we can acknowledge you during our services. Lastly, I believe I want to thank Russell Kintner and his practitioner class. They are Mary Ellen Gressel, Trevin Hartwell, Irma Romero, Ken Rowell, Ted Mitchell, and also Matt Lindstedt for purchasing the tree and causing the tree to be here and decorated. Thank you very much, Practitioner 1 class. We're very, very grateful. Have I forgotten anything? Okay, please stand and take the hand of the person on your right and on your left. Oh, so I want to let you know, in 2015, we're going to close service with a song. Every Sunday, we'll close with a closing song. And what we're going to do is we'll be bringing the children back into the sanctuary at the end of every service in 2015. So the kids will help us sing every closing song. I'm interested in in your insight or input. If you have a song you want us to consider, please give it to Michelle to throw into the hopper, and we'll have a team of people vote on it, and we're going to create one song that's easily sung. I'm looking forward to that. But in the meantime, let's close today out by repeating after me, which is our custom. I am at home in the heart of God.
I am at home in the heart of God.
My life is anchored in truth.
My life is anchored in truth.
I can never be separate.
I can never be separate.
I live in the consciousness of peace.
I live in the consciousness of peace.
I release all fear.
I release all fear.
I am living love.
I am living love.
And so it is.